northwestern American state of Arizona. The project is sometimes referred to outside of academic circles as the Garbology Project. Dr. Rathje, also affectionately known as Captain Planet, and his students studied the contents of Tucson's residents' waste in order to examine patterns of consumption. Quantitative data from bins was compared with information about what the residents who own them. The results have shown that information from people freely volunteered about their consumption habits did not always tally with the contents of their waste bins. For example, alcohol consumption was proven to be significantly higher in reality than in the questionnaires completed by the people studied. Such findings have highlighted the differences between people's self-reported and actual behaviors. And such findings also cast doubt on the reliability of the historical record when applied to archaeological sites in general, and follow a proceduralist approach, stressing the benefits of scientific analysis. The project has since expanded to other American cities and has undertaken excavation of various landfill sites. Sounds rather interesting, although a bit messy. In news attack this morning, the CIA says that 4 laptop computers Edward Snowden was traveling with contained no top-secret information. Well, other than a collection of spoilers for the final episode of Breaking Bad, but nothing big. Seems that 80% of college students text and drive. 80%. The other 20% are lying, of course. New research from King's College in Pennsylvania shows 4 out of 5 college student drivers have texted while driving. Previous research suggests that texting slows driver reaction times more than being drunk. And there are now apps, I believe, that you can download that will prevent you from texting and driving. Yeah, one of them is called the off button. Get it, off button? Except on Android or on iOS. In the wacky but true files, a woman collects 62,500 napkins. A Slovakian woman has amassed a world record-breaking collection of collecting over 62,000 napkins. Antonia Kozakova has collected 62,757 individual designs, which she keeps piled up in her office. And she never has a napkin available. And let's see here. Over the weekend, Saturday Night Live has another viral video hit on its hands. It seems that Bruce Willis joined the SNL crew over the weekend, and one of the skits that came out of it was Boy Dance Party. It's the thing that happens when women aren't around. I'll have to check that out. I'm a big fan of Bruce Willis. And finally, Gravity eclipses Phillips at the box office. Gravity took the top spot at the box office for the second weekend in a row, earning over $44 million. Tom Hanks' Captain Phillips debuted in second place. I plan to go see both films, possibly later on today. We shall see. And that's what's in the news for today. It's time now for a look at news headlines from earlier this morning.
Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. Stand by for news.
And take a look at some of the news headlines for this morning. And find that government shutdown now enters its 14th day with no deal immediately in sight. The federal government shutdown entered its 14th day today. The country hits its debt ceiling rather in just 3 days. Yesterday, Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid of Nevada said he was optimistic, though, and was having ongoing discussions with Republican leadership about ending the shutdown and dealing with the country's debt ceiling. South Dakota snowstorm decimates cattle industry. When an early snowstorm hit South Dakota last week, it killed tens of thousands of the state's cattle. The South Dakota Farmers Union said it is devastating to ranchers in the state, many of whom were still hurting from last year's drought. Many of the dead cattle were found huddled in groups and buried in snowbanks. And after the Statue of Liberty has been closed for the past 2 weeks due to the federal government shutdown, it finally reopened yesterday morning. New York State has agreed to shoulder the cost of running the monument during the government shutdown. New York has 33 sites that are still under the jurisdiction of the National Park Service, including Ellis Island. Now, with more up-to-date news headlines on this Monday, switch things over to the Associated Press for just a moment and find out what's going on there. So bear with me for just a moment. It's a short one, but a quick one. That's what she said! And here's the AP right now.
This is AP News Minute. The government shutdown has entered day 14. Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid and Minority Leader Mitch McConnell spoke Sunday about hammering out an agreement. The two unions representing San Francisco Bay Area rapid transit workers say they'll hold off on a Monday morning strike deadline and keep talking. About 2 million Muslims from around the world have crowded into Saudi Arabia for the annual Islamic Hajj pilgrimage. That's about 1 million less than last year, as concerns about a respiratory virus are keeping people away. And all 30 people on board were rescued when a boat took on water and capsized off Miami. None of those saved were wearing life vests. Matt Small, The Associated Press, with AP News Minute.
Maybe my hearing is affected, but I think the AP needs to relearn how to control levels properly. I could barely understand what the guy was saying due to the music being so damn loud. Did I just say that? Oh, I sound like my dad there for a moment. Let's take a look at the weather forecast, shall we? And before I do so, wish to remind you that you can get the nationwide weather forecast 24/7 directly on my website from the Weather Channel by going to tinyurl.com/Gunther's House on your PC, Mac, Linux, or tablet computer, or on your smartphone, whether it be an Android, iOS, or Windows phone, by going to tinyurl.com/Gunther Mobile. And with that being said, here is the weather.
Winter weather warning right now. Here's a live look at the Fox 6 snow stick. This is out on the weather deck.
And take a look at the weather forecast for the United States of America as we start off this new work week, at least for some of us. Starting in the Midwest, low pressure and a cold front slowly push eastward across the plains and Midwest through Wednesday. Snow, some of it heavy at times, falls in the Black Hills and surrounding parts of western South Dakota into tonight. Accumulation of 8 to 15 inches are possible in the Black Hills, and 1 to 3 inches in the lower elevations where rain will occasionally mix in. Heavy rain and thunderstorms occur elsewhere across the plains through tonight. Severe thunderstorms are possible in central Nebraska and central Kansas, with damaging wind gusts, hail, and isolated tornadoes possible. For tonight and into tomorrow, the heavier rain and thunderstorms will shift into the Mississippi Valley and the rest of the Midwest. Rainfall of 1 to 2 inches, with high spots over 3 inches, are forecast in the northern plains and upper Midwest. Temperatures will be in the 30s in the Black Hills and 40s over the rest of the northern plains and northern Minnesota. Highs will reach into the 60s to lower 70s from southern Nebraska and Kansas to the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley. In the south, heavy rain and thunderstorms from the plains storm fall in Oklahoma and Texas through this afternoon. Severe thunderstorms are possible in western Oklahoma, with damaging wind gusts, hail, and an isolated tornado the main threats. Heavy rain and thunderstorms will continue tonight and tomorrow across Texas and shift into Arkansas. Rainfall may tally 1 to 3 inches, with high spots of 4 or more inches across Texas, South Oklahoma, and western and northern Arkansas. That pesky coastal low continues to produce inclement conditions from North Carolina to northeast Florida. Light rain and showers will continue through the day. Tomorrow, the showers should be limited to coastal areas from North Carolina to northeast Florida. Tides remain high along the northern Outer Banks today, but should gradually improve tomorrow and Wednesday. Rest of the region should be on the quiet side and dry as well for today. Highs are expected to be in the 70s and 80s across the region. In the northeast, the coastal low continues to lose steam as it drifts southward toward North Carolina. Tides remain high along the Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia coast, with some minor flooding possible at high tide today. Gradual improvement is expected tomorrow and Wednesday. Light rain and showers are possible in an arc from Virginia to northern Maine through today. Showers should only occur along the Virginia coast for tomorrow. Highs will be in the 60s to low 70s across the entire region. Out west, snow continues to blanket Wyoming, northeast Utah, northern Colorado, and southern Montana into tonight. Total accumulations of 8 to 15 inches are possible in the mountains, with mostly 1 to 3 inches in the lower elevations, where rain will mix in with that snow, and especially during the late morning and afternoon hours. Flurries and lighter snow showers and in the northern Rockies early tomorrow. A few showers and thunderstorms are possible in eastern New Mexico through tomorrow. Dry conditions are anticipated over the remainder of the region. Highs will be in the 30s and 40s in the northern and central Rockies. Elsewhere, highs will be mostly in the 60s and 70s, with 80s out in the deserts. And that's a look at the nationwide weather forecast for this Monday. In the meantime, we're going to take a look at conditions here in northern Missouri and the surrounding area, as well as the Kirksville area weather forecast, which I'll do right now. Need a little bit of noise in the background to kind of push me along here. So we'll do that. And take a look at the weather forecast for the Kirksville region. For Columbus Day, we'll see mostly sunny skies today. Highs in the upper 60s. Southeasterly winds about 10 to 15 miles an hour, with wind gusts up to about 20 to 25 miles an hour. For tonight, cloudy skies, chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms, mainly after 10 o'clock, or rather before 10 o'clock. Still a possibility of thunderstorms after 10. Lows in the mid-50s and southeasterly winds at 10 to 15 miles an hour, with wind gusts up to about 20 miles an hour. At this point, it looks like there's a 90% chance for precipitation. Rainfall amounts anywhere from 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch are possible, except higher amounts possible in areas of thunderstorms. For tomorrow, cloudy skies to kick off the day, occasional showers, possibly a thunderstorm, mainly before 7 a.m., then isolated showers and thunderstorms between 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. Highs in the lower 60s, westerly winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour, with wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Rainfall amounts less than 1/10 of an inch possible, except for higher amounts possible in areas of thunderstorms. Cloudy skies for tomorrow night, lows around 40, west winds at about 10 to 15 miles an hour, wind gust up to about 20 miles per hour. Sunny on Wednesday, much cooler, highs in the upper 50s, lows in the upper 30s, west to northwesterly winds at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Sunny for Thursday and Friday, highs in the upper 50s to lower 60s, lows in the upper 30s to lower 40s. For Saturday and Sunday, it looks like we'll see variably cloudy skies with highs in the mid to upper 50s, lows in the upper 30s. Take a look at conditions across the state and across the region. Sunny skies and 62 degrees in Kansas City at last report, 64 at Lawrence, 62 and partly sunny at St. Joe, 61 and sunny in Maryville. Warrensburg checking in with 63 degrees this morning, 61 at Whiteman Air Force Base. Cloudy and 59 at Kirksville, 59 cloudy at Moberly. And St. Louis checking in with, what is St. Louis checking in with here? Cloudy skies at 59 degrees. Locally, winds are out of the south to southeast at about 15 miles an hour, relative humidity at 45%. Barometric pressure continuing to drop, now at 30.27 inches of mercury. And let's take a look at that Doppler weather radar, shall we? And see if there's anything out there. And just give me a moment to pull up the old radar on the screen here, and I will tell you what I see. And hopefully there's not much there as of yet. I do love a good thunderstorm, though, and we do need some rain. And I am stalling for time, talking like Henry Kissinger, because I can, and because I must do something to kill the time while my slow computer loads the program. And out west, Mr. Homer, I see some isolated showers and thunderstorms getting more organized, especially up in extreme northwestern Missouri around the Maryville area, around the... Okay, I'll stop talking like that. That's racist. But it is funny. That's not... Yeah, okay. Seeing some rain up in extreme northwestern Missouri, up around the northwestern tip, stretching back into parts of Nebraska, and into western and southwestern Iowa. And let me see if I can pull this up a little bit closer so I can get a better idea of what I'm looking at. And seeing some areas of rain starting from about Spencer, Iowa, back into Worthington, the area of Worthington, Minnesota, almost says South Minnesota, down to Omaha, Nebraska, and down to Nebraska City, and starting to move it toward the Maryville area, but is moving very slowly to the east and southeast at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. So still a long ways off from hitting this area. But I will be keeping an eye on it and hoping for some rain later on today. But that is a look at the weather forecast as of right now. Still to come on the program, a little bit later on, I'll have the song of the day, a very special song of the day, as well as news of the weird, popular tweets of the day, what's on TV tonight, along with, what else I have for you? CBS World News Roundup, as well as In the Marketplace from APM Radio, Plus, I have for you